Good morning everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video, as you can see on the screen, is going to be a simple demonstration of how we can use WIA to rotate images using plain and simple VBA. The beauty here is we don't need external libraries and complex things. We can use late binding. This is built into Windows, so we have it automatically. And for simple rotations, this is one of the easiest approaches you can possibly ever use. As you can see, blog post, I'll have the link in the description below. All the code you need is right here. You simply copy paste this guy and throw it into a standard module, which is what I've done right here. So basically, if you're not familiar, you insert a module, not class module, just a normal standard module, and you copy paste what you have on my blog post right here. And obviously you can give the module a name that has some values, and you can easily identify what different modules are about in your project. But once it's there, everything you need right off the bat is it's ready to go. Now, by default, typically my code, when it does involve reference libraries, I will try to use late binding as much as possible. In this case, as you will see in the required references, I mention both late and early binding. I have used conditional compilation here to give both options. So if you want to use early binding, well then you need to set a reference to Windows image acquisition. So tools, references, and then you go find Microsoft and you scroll down until you find Windows Image Acquisition Library, and you check this guy off like so. I'm not a proponent of early binding in a general sense, except for while doing development. Then it has its true purpose. But for production, I will use late binding, and that is controlled by this constant. So, constant WIA, is it using early binding? It's a true or false. So if you want to use early binding, you switch this to true. But like I say, typically I will use false. So now we're in late binding mode, which means it's going to come here. WIA is false, so it's going to come here. If true, no, it's not true. So it's going to skip down here to the late binding declarations. Versus if we were early binding, then we'd be able to use these declarations. So the code does all of that automatically for you. You don't have to rack your head. It's just a question of you have to decide if you want early or late binding, and the code handles everything else. But the rest of it is standard code. Everything happens right here. So what is it doing? Well, we have to create two objects, two instances here of a WIA image file and an image process to apply to that file. What process are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be adding a filter for a rotate and flip or flip. And then the second part of that is we define the rotation angle, and we put in the rotation angle, which is one of the input arguments to our function. So we tell the function the rotation angle, which makes perfect sense. And then we come down, we load, so the image file, we're going to load that initial image. So which image are we applying a rotation to? Once again, that's supplied by the user, by the developer, to the function. So it's going to load the file. Now we're going to apply to that file the image process we just created above, so the rotation. And then this is just some logic that I put because the output file is optional. If you don't specify an output file, it overwrites the original file. So be careful here. If, on the other hand, you specify an output file, well, then it's going to output that to that new file. It's going to create a new image file for you. So that's what's happening here. We're going to check, was an output file specified? If it was, you do this. If it wasn't, then you do that. And in both cases, we simply save the file that's been rotated to whatever's been specified. If we make it through all of this and we haven't had any problems, well then it will return a Boolean of true, so you know the operation was successful. If something happens before that because of error handling, it will come through here, exit smoothly, but you're going to get a false. So let's take a glance at how this can work. I have an image. Let me bring it over to the screen for you. The curl icon. So as you can see, by default, it's properly oriented. We're happy with that. But what if we want to rotate it? Well, we could do something like this. We'll call our function. We're going to specify the input image, so the original image. And then we're going to specify a rotation angle. So you pick. I'm going to do a 90-degree rotation. And then we specify an output. Once again, like I said, it's optional because you could omit this and it will just crush the original image. I want to retain the original image, so I'm going to specify an output. And I'm going to get a different name, obviously. And I will simply run this. And as you can see very quickly, and we already have a true. And if I open the rotated, as you can see, we now have a rotated image. We could have done a 180. Whoops. Done that. True. It already worked. Let's open this guy up. And there's a 180. Let's do, for fun, 270. There we go. Let's open the image again. And there you have it. So as you can see, a very quick, simple function built in, so you don't need to go install anything, and it's a copy paste, and all you have to do is call it and supply up to 3 input arguments. So the initial file, the rotation you want to apply, and the output file. I hope that helps a few of you out there. Image rotation is one of these things that is quite common, so this is a little useful utility to have in a module in your databases. Add this with the file dialogues, and users can pick images and have a couple buttons for rotate clockwise, counterclockwise, things like that, things that I've done in the past. And eventually you can take it to the extreme, and you could even build something like, let me bring this over here, like this. Like I say, with WIA, you can do all sorts of fun things, but you could have a rotation and say you want to do oops, I shouldn't have done that without having first picked an image. So let's pick an image. Let's go get that same curl icon. And now you can do things dynamically in real time on the screen. So just to show you a little bit of what is possible with just a few lines of code in reality. So I'm going to stop there. I hope this helps a few of you out there, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.